Hello, and welcome to another video. Tonight I'm riding with Pastries.cc on one of our affectionately named rides called the Stitch Up Ride. We do it biannually, maybe a few times annually, and what we do is we ditch our lycra, we ditch the road bikes, and we just go out and have some fun. So the reason why it's called Stitch Up Ride is because the first time we ever did this, we went out and we had the most drama of all time. We had people having to get Ubers home, someone fell over and broke their arm, but at the end of the day, we all had heaps and heaps of fun. So we said to ourselves, we need to do this more often, and so we try and get out maybe at least twice a year, and we go out at night. We just wear some casual clothes and we just have a good time. Now, unfortunately, I forgot the GoPro tonight, and instead I am running with my iPhone. And when I looked at the footage afterwards, I realized I am terrible at doing video with the iPhone. I didn't want to use the selfie camera because it was nighttime and it was dark, and I know that doesn't perform too well in low light, so I was using the front camera, and I missed my face like half the time. So I'm just going to do voiceover instead, and I'm also going to put a little review of shooting videos on the bike with the iPhone at the end of this video and give some of my thoughts. But just stick around for that and check out how our night went first. Alright, so the first thing that I did was I rode through the city and I picked up Chris from his office since he works there, and for some reason he did a super Gen Z thing and decided to wear his slides with his socks on a gravel bike with SPD pedals. So he was not having a great time at all, and I think it just looks hilarious. This is probably the worst shoe choice I've ever seen for cycling. I think maybe barefoot riding would be slightly worse than that. But anyway, we're heading over to the inner west to Haverfield to pick up the rest of the guys before we head back to the city. Alright, I mustn't have got the memo, but I think the theme of tonight was to wear the stupidest shoes possible. V-Man here has decided to wear his Crocs. Alright, here we go. Here's a technical analysis of which shoe is better. I'm going to go with the Crocs because they have the strap at the back and they fully encapsulate your feet, so your toes can't get caught in a chain or anything like that, and also your foot stays a bit more planted. Alright, done. This is also hilarious, but it is our fourth Stitch Up ride. We do it at all times of the year. We plan it maybe weeks in advance, and every single time it rains. It has not rained. It's almost like it is the theme of the Stitch Up ride that it has to rain. So luckily I've got my jacket, but you'll see later on we get well and truly soaked. Oh, Stitch Up ride.
Oh yeah, it's kind of huge. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, jeez. So the milk's coming out.
Too big, is it?
Oh, what are you gonna do, Ants? Your tire's flat. Oh,
man,
I think it's gonna go home now. You don't got a pump? Wait, where'd that come from?
Jesus.
How convenient. Alright, after a bit of sightseeing around the city, we finally arrived at the Opera House. Chris is on his brand new gravel bike. This is, I think, his second ride on it, and we convinced him that everyone in Pastries.cc, as part of their initiation to the club, has to ride down the stairs of the Opera House. So here we go. Here he is riding down the stairs. And to be a good sport, I did as well. Now, the standout part of these rides is where we go for dinner, and I can't believe I haven't talked about this already, but tonight we are going to the York Lane Bar. It's back in the city, and it is hosted by an awesome guy called Dieter who runs a cycling bar. I've never been there before, but I've heard lots of great things, and they've got a signature drink which is their espresso tonic martinis. Now this is really awesome, but the owner of the bar, Dieter, he actually came out and joined us, and he brought this Brompton bike. Oh my gosh, look how tiny the wheels are and how fast he has to pedal just to keep up with us. Anyway, that was awesome. Great to have him join us for a few kilometers before we head back. Tucked into this really cozy bar, which was just perfect after being drenched by the rain. We got some nice hot pieces from across the road, and they brought them to the bar for us, and then Dieter made us some of his signature cocktail drinks. So I had the espresso tonic martini with a few other little bits and pieces in there which I don't remember, and I also got a whiskey sour, but I have to say all the cocktails were just awesome, and I might even head there after work one day. I had a really fantastic time at the bar. There's all this cycling memorabilia and different cycling caps on the wall, and it's really cool to see that stuff. Now, sometimes road cycling can be a bit too serious and a bit too up itself, so every now and then it's fun just to sit back, relax, and just enjoy cycling for what it is. Alright, I know you've been sticking around to the end of the video to hear my thoughts on using an iPhone for shooting while on the bike. Look, personally, I'm not a big fan of using it for videos. I did find it a bit too heavy and unwieldy. I'm shooting with an iPhone 13 Pro, so it's got all the good lens and the good cameras. You know, the video quality is great. I just found that the actual act of using it to shoot video was a bit awkward. That being said, the photos it takes are awesome. If you can fit Lightroom into your workflow of taking photos, you can get stuff like I put on my Instagram, and they just look great, I think. So all in all, I think iPhone's good for photos. A bit too hard for me to use for video. I think I'll stick to the GoPro. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.